So, David, our listeners who have just tuned in are they are not necessarily in the discussion, but we've been talking for them. We'll update them. We've been talking about gratitude as part of our healing, and so you and Teya are going to continue this discussion about gratitude, healing, and soulful living.
Thank you, LaBrava. Again, such a pleasure to be here with Teya Valentina. And healing is such a big, vast territory. It's such a big landscape and encompasses so many things. There's the physical, that's the body. There's the emotional, the feelings, the emotional. There's the spirit, and that being what we call the invisible world. And then there's the mind. And the mind is that part of how we think. And there's ways and there's different methods in which we can support each one of those four cardinal directions. And so when we talk about healing, we're looking at all those arenas, and we want to be able to look within ourselves. And if we look at them in a circle, we can sort of say, okay, if I draw a circle and I put the body, mind, heart, spirit, and that's, on the four directions, four quarters. I can start with it maybe in my morning when I meet that sunrise and when I say that thank you prayer. How am I doing with my body? And maybe I need to drink a little more water. We can go into our minds and we can say, geez, I've just been, thinking bad thoughts about somebody for a long time. And you know what? Enough's enough. It's, what am I getting out of it? And then we can go to our heart and we can look at our feelings. And we can, in that morning prayer, we can sort of just sit there and check our feelings.
So, you're saying that for anybody, not necessarily somebody who has extra gifts and skills, anybody can wake up every day and kind of do a little monitoring of themselves, not just their body, but their mind, their spirit. And every day is an opportunity to make adjustments.
Absolutely.
And it sounds very simple, but it's also very profound. And I do believe that the simple things are the things that are going to help us through all this.
I believe, Teya, she coined the word protocol. And what we have to, I suppose, one of the hardest lessons we all have to learn is that as we go into being 21 and adults, supposedly, that it requires some responsibility. And to live a healthy, prosperous, just a good life, you need to take responsibility. That happiness just doesn't happen. That you can actually make choices that will support you feeling better about yourself. And therein lies happiness.
I'd like to just chime in there, and when you said responsibility, and I love to just feel what a word is, and and it's that, ability to respond. And a lot of times we don't believe in ourselves. We don't feel we have the ability to respond because of negative self-talk or maybe what we've allowed to come in and then believe about ourselves. And that ability to respond is something that has to be activated in our will, and it's something that is to be practiced every day until it becomes a part of ourselves. It becomes habit, a positive habit, something that then becomes something that feels like it's part of our own skin. And for a while it may not. It may mean waking up. And, anyone that's recovered from any addiction will know that. But there's the physical addiction, then there's, like you mentioned, the addiction of thought, of negative thought.
It is addicting. I know people that are just
It's and
can't
yet we don't
change.
want to be Pollyanna and think, everything is just flow and everything is just flow, Yeah. What does it really mean to have that grateful heart?
Heartfelt gratitude.
Yeah. And still, to be grateful, and yet that edge walking of then feeling, sometimes not feeling so great and not feeling grateful. And being able to voice that and being able to then open to each other. The contrast in my own example of feeling that place where I wasn't in full integrity with how I was with my own mama, and how sitting with her and not being fully sympathetic or patient and not, holding that healing space that I've been trained to hold. So there's a sense of then being able to reflect and say, wow, now I can respond in a new way. I can change this. I have the responsibility to do it. I have the ability to respond and make a change. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about doing that. One would be connection, and also feeling the gratitude of the lineage that I've come from, and seeing how her struggle and her story and her coming here has given me more opportunity that she did not have.
Do you find when you're talking with your mother to go back and become the little girl? Because I find when I speak to my mother, I've lost all my self-esteem and my independence and my trust in my own ideas and my life. And so I'm wondering if that is something that's you find is a common experience.
Well, there's the place in me that's been trained in the different places I've been a mentee and have studied in different traditional healing methods, which is I arrive and I'm honoring that hereditary stream and that lineage. And yet when I see her suffering, of course I want to fix it. I want to want it to be my way or the highway sometimes.
This is your mother.
And so, I get a little brava, I get a little brazen, I get a little edgy. That's my way of wanting to then take control to make things better. I tend to then want to take charge. So I think we all have our ways, and how I want to, and yet in that, it's like two sticks rubbing up against each other in our particular lineage dynamic of two fires. And so I want to use that fire for soulfulness and feeling that sense of, wow, there's so much heat and fire here, Mama. Blessings on our ancestors, blessings on all that there is. I want to accept her fully and embrace her exactly where she is. And me being in present time, because I want to be in the center of that wheel in all directions. East,
Wonderful.
new beginnings. And right now we're in winter, and in the way I look at the wheel, it would be that we're in the north, we're in that cave, we're in the brown bear. I want to bring warmth. I don't want to bring that sharp, edgy judgment. So I just pray that out to, all the women out there and all the relationships and all the mothers and daughters and grandmothers that during these holiday seasons, let's all share how we cook together and how we look at life together.
And for our brothers out there, it's time to rekindle that sacred fire so that we too, as sacred men that carry that great fire energy, that we can use that fire in that good way to keep our villages warm, our children warm, and protect our women. So let us both as sacred men and sacred women come together at this beautiful time of year.
We would like to continue this discussion, but I think we need a break. I would love to hear some more music. Marshall, are you ready?
I am.
Wonderful.
Wake up slow, greet the day, open my eyes and my mouth to pray. Walk outside, meet the haze, keep looking out, 'cause it's a brand new day, brand new day, brand new way. Make it real, escape the gray, take the time and let shadows fall away. Don't you care what they say? Know the truth, and it's a brand new day, brand new day, brand new way. And when you wonder who you are, can't seem to make it all be clear, just let it go and give it up. Unwind your mind and get unstuck. Open your heart and it's a brand new day. Anytime you feel low, fix your gaze, let your deeper power flow. Tap the source and let it play. Shake it off, 'cause it's a brand new day, 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 brand new day.
Oh, thank you, Marshall. That's Marshall McKittrick with his, you've written these songs?
Most of them.
Yes.
Except for the first one.